Expanding. So you'll remember that expanding means to remove brackets by multiplying. And because we need to be able to expand brackets with algebra, we need to remember how to multiply when we've got numbers involved. So just a bit of a reminder, have a look at these examples here. You can see sometimes we've just got letters multiplied, pronumerals. Sometimes we've got coefficients as well, the numbers in front of the letters. So our first step is that we multiply whole numbers and coefficients. Basically any big numbers we multiply. Any coefficients and any constants, that is numbers on their own. So here you can see I've got a constant, 2. I've got a coefficient, 3. I've got some coefficients there. So it's the large numbers, not the little squared numbers after a letter. The large numbers we can multiply together. And then we remove any times signs. And we'll use index laws for any matching pronumerals. And I'll go through how to do that. So we're going to use the index laws to group any letters that are the same. Because this is how we deal with any that are the same. We don't need like terms when we're multiplying. It makes things much easier. We just multiply the big numbers and group together the letters. So x times y, you remember when there's no coefficient, no number in front, there'd be an invisible 1, but we can leave that alone. This is we just remove the times sign because I don't have any pronumerals that are the same. X times y is the same as xy. X times x, remember this is where we use our index laws, our powers. X times x is x squared. Not the same as x plus x. X times x is x squared. 2 times 3x. That's just be logical about it. 2 lots of 3x. I've got 3x and 3x. I've got 6x. And I get that by multiplying the coefficient and the whole number. 2 times 3 is 6, and it's got the x. 2a times 3d, multiply your coefficients. So 2 times 3 is 6. A times d, I just put those in, ad, because we removed the times signs and just put the letters in. Now here I've got negative 3x times y. Keep the negative 3 because there's nothing to times it by. There'd be a 1 there. Negative 3 times 1 is just negative 3. Remove the times signs, and there weren't any letters that are the same, so I've just got negative 3xy. And the last one, 2mn times negative 3m. Now, if you're ever feeling unhappy about multiplying with negatives, just get your calculator out. You can't do the letters, but I know I need to start with 2 times negative 3. 2 times, use the negative button, negative 3, negative 6. It's a really good idea to just stop and check your maths. Now, m times m gives me m squared, and there's one n, so I leave it in like that. So it's just carefully following the steps. So we've remembered how to multiply, because now we have to be able to expand. And expanding means to remove the brackets by multiplying the term outside the brackets by both the terms inside. Now, we don't have to show working, but I'll get you to practice showing working because it makes it clear what we're doing. I'm going to multiply the term outside the brackets by both terms inside the brackets, and that lets the brackets go away, because this is basically saying multiply this by both of those, and we're going to obey that instruction. That will be 2 times x, put down the plus, 2 times 5. And now we just do both of these multiplications. Put your equals underneath or over here if you'd prefer and continue along the line. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 5, I've got plus 10. So have a little quick check. 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 5 is 10. That works. If you prefer, we can do it without showing this line of working, but we do have to pay attention to the negatives. 3 times 2x, so I'm going to do the first multiplication, that's 6x, and then I've got 3 times negative 3. So I could use the calculator if I needed to check 3 times negative 3, yep, that's negative 9, and I would just write in minus 9. So if you're not sure about this, we could have done the working to make that a little bit easier. Let's do the working over here just in case you'd prefer it. The thing out the front, 3 times the first term in the brackets, and then put down this sign, minus the number out the front times the second thing. And that would give me 3 times 2x is 6x, minus 3 times 3, which is 9. So either way will work. Do whatever's easiest for you to get the right answer. Now this one's got a negative involved, but it's the same thing. Negative 2x times the first thing in the brackets, which is 3x. And then I'm going to put down my minus, but it's going to be negative 2x times negative 1. So we're going to get, sorry, the negative 1 went there. So this is where showing working can actually make life a bit harder for you. And I don't ever want working to do that, because we can lose track of the negatives like I just did there. So do a check with the working. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, and x times x is x squared. Then I've got negative 2x times negative 1. Negative times a negative is a positive. Get the calculator and check. If you've got a negative multiplication and you don't know, you know you've got to do negative 2 times negative 1. Check it. Negative 2 times negative 1, positive 2. So that's plus 2, and don't forget that there's the x in there. If you would find it easier to do it without the working so that your positives and negatives don't get mixed up, that's fine. So remember, expanding means to remove the brackets by multiplying the term outside by both the terms inside the brackets. And we remember how to multiply.